After spending the last 4 days sick, I flew to the UK to spend a week at a farm stay. And the plan was to spend about 3 days looking around London. Before then, I would catch a bus or a train out to a farm stay, because the farm stay is about a 5-hour bus ride away. So I didn't have a plan for London because, unlike the first part of my trip, from now on I'm only booking places with a little bit of advance notice, so I'm really just making things up as I go. Hey, today I'm in London and it's the first day I haven't felt like absolute crap from this flu thing that I had. So, thinking heading towards Trafalgar Square, seeing a few Monopoly type landmarky things, and just being a bit of a tourist. So before this trip around the world, I'd never actually been in a castle or seen any buildings older than 300 years old. But by this point in the trip, after Greece and Italy, I'm definitely a bit desensitized. So I'm walking around in one of Amazon's AI operated supermarkets, and I've been explained that when I pick up something from the shelf, the cameras will recognize, there's cameras everywhere, they'll recognize me, my identity, the object I picked up, and it will match that to a database, and then when I walk out, it'll just charge me. It's kind of crazy. I asked what would happen if it got confused, if I picked something up and then I put it back, but the AI said that I was still carrying it. Apparently, you can cancel charges, or you can dispute charges, etc. But and it has happened, but it's probably not that common. Yeah, kind of strange though to think like everything I touch, everything I do, I'm being watched and monitored, and an AI is compiling that information. It's kind of weird. This is the Co-op. It's a major supermarket chain in the UK with 3,500 stores. What's interesting is that as a co-op, it's not owned by capitalists, so that means that the profits don't go towards someone's fourth yacht, but that all the money goes back into the funding of community projects. Co-ops are like a little piece of an alternative to capitalism, which can operate within the current system. I think they're brilliant. So I decided to catch the tube out to Brixton because I was originally going to stay in a hotel around here, but then I read online that it's a particularly stabby neighbourhood, and I figured the reality wasn't that bad, so I wanted to go check it out. And yeah, Brixton is super different. There's 300,000 people here of Jamaican descent, and I just haven't seen anything like this. It's really cool and really interesting to me. So, when I was a kid, I used to play Monopoly with my sister. Mayfair is the most expensive property on the board. So as kids, we thought, okay, well Mayfair must be the fanciest place on earth, right? I headed to Mayfair and, I mean, it's fine. There's a nice post office. It's just not that exciting. So I went back to my hostel and hung out with a bunch of random Australians and then went to sleep. So the next day was a Sunday, and I was kind of over the tourist stuff, so I just decided to walk around random neighbourhoods, and then I stumbled across this Brick Lane market. I still needed some warm clothes, so I decided to have a look around.
quite big enough. It's not. You like it bigger?
Maybe slightly, yeah.
Do you see this man? The guy wearing the double-decker umbrella hat. He has 4 chessboards set up on the side of the street. As far as interactable NPCs go, this is not your average character. The man wants to play chess with the public, as his sign states, for fun and for free. His game of choice is 1-minute speed chess, but he's not particularly good at that, so what he does is he moves the pieces so quickly and knocks so many over that most players will just run out of time. When you lose, he will then proceed to call you a loser, to gloat, dance, and celebrate his great victory. These side quests are getting hilarious.
What are you doing here today?
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
What are you doing here today? You just playing chess?
Play chess for fun, free.
Doing a game? It's great.
So later that day, I went back to the hostel and just hung out with some of the Aussies there. We went out for dinner and then stumbled across this random rave party under a bridge, so we decided to check it out. London's a pretty lively city. There's certainly a lot going on here. This was just a random Sunday night. So the next day I caught a bus south to the countryside to stay on a farm through a labour exchange program called woofing. Woofing stands for Willing Workers on Organic Farms. So when you do a woof stay, you're woofing. You generally are expected to work about 4 hours a day in exchange for that food and accommodation.
Good morning. Today was my last day in London. So, packed up, said goodbye to everyone, and now I am here in Hammersmith next to this random church, and I'm eating a bowl of cornflakes, as you do, while I'm waiting for a bus. So the bus is going to take me all the way to Wellington, which is the town closest to my farm stay, and then from there I'll get picked up from the farm, and they'll take me to my accommodation, which is apparently a trailer, so a caravan, yeah, so looking forward to that. All right.
I was early, so I had a coffee and a look around in Hammersmith, and then I stumbled across an example of my favourite sustainability/economic initiative. A library of things. So a library of things is essentially a place where you can borrow household items for free. Think of a public library where you'd borrow books for free. Well, at a library of things, you just use a library card to borrow like a cordless drill or a skipping rope or a studio microphone. Anything you can think of. This particular library is self-serve, so you just scan your membership card and then you unlock a door. If you live near a fully stocked library of things, you just wouldn't need to own as much stuff. You could borrow stuff for free. The system is so much more sustainable and vastly more efficient than what capitalism has come up with, which is selling us planned obsolescence products designed to quickly become landfill. This alternative system incentivizes longevity in product design. The library of things is another puzzle piece in an alternative economic system. So after a really nice afternoon in Hammersmith, finally the bus arrived and I could go to my woofing farm stay. I'm so glad to be out of the city, and I'm really looking forward to this accommodation in the countryside. So it is nearly midnight. I'm still in the Spider caravan. It's too hard to find something. There's nothing open. This is the country, so there's no hotels. I've called so many. There's no inns or anything. Everything's closed or no one answers the phone. The nearest town of any size is an 80-minute walk.